Hello, my name is Vicente Chacon, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a Google Slides presentation. This is being recorded in a cell phone, but don't worry, it won't differ too much from PC version. Alright, so in this video I'm going to teach you how to add slides to your presentation, how to choose the theme for the presentation, and how to add images to your presentation. Alright, let's begin. First, how we do add slides. Well, you're going to click in the square and plus symbol on the left of the screen. Click it, and you have all these options to slides. For example, I'm going to choose title and body. Click there, and you have this new slide. Next, the theme of the presentation. You're going to click on the brush symbol on the right here. Click it, and you have all these options for themes. I'm going to choose momentum, and the theme is added. And finally, how to add images. We're going to click on the images symbol right here, and from photos option, and we're going to add some random image here. This image is very funny, so yeah, you can edit at your choice. And that's it. Hope you like it and hope you find it useful. Bye.
Hello, I am Alejandro, and today I'm going to show you how to use Google Slides but specific, how to add shapes and colors, add videos or audios, add effects or transitions, and the use of hyperlinks. So let's get started. First, let's go with add shapes and colors. Click on insert and then in shapes. Then use the fill color option to change its color. Okay, now let's move on with add videos or audios. Click on insert and then video. You can choose a video from YouTube or from your Google Drive, but in my case I will choose YouTube and I will choose this one. So let's go with insert and there is the video. With audios it's the same way, but you need to choose choose audios. So this is my audio, insert, and there is the audio. Now let's move on with add effects or transitions. To make your presentation more dynamic, go to slide, then transition, and you can choose different from this part, and in my case I will choose this. So let's go with this, and there is a transition. Finally, let's move on with the use of hyperlinks and click in this shape. Let's move on with link and I will write this. And there is the hyperlink. Now let's go with Francisca Wall and Felipe Lascano, and how to use Excel.
Okay, perfect. What I'm going to teach you now is something very useful if you wish to learn how to use Excel, which is how to turn all of these numbers into a tidy table, more organized and so on. Basically, what you have to do is you have to select everything right here. You go to Insert, you click on that, and then you click on Table. Of course, you have to check on the My Table Has Headers option. Otherwise, this might look very messy and unorganized, and you might get confused with the other options. Once you've done that, you can see here that everything is tidy, everything is organized, and you can actually edit this. If we select everything here, again, oh, sorry. If we select everything here, this option will pop up, which is table design. What you have to do, in case you want to change it, of course, this is the default option, is you go to table design and you can choose one of the many colors you want. In this case, I'll choose orange because it's a color that I really liked and it looks very captivating, which is why I choose this right here. Let's say you want to divide something. I'm going to change this number right here. Let's make it a 4. And let's say you wanted to make the April sales, that meaning 34,000 or B5, and you wanted to make a division right here with, I don't know, maybe you need to separate the $34,000 into 4. You click on this and you give us a result and you get 8,551, which is our final result. Now let's say we change this right here, we change it to a 3. The result right here also changes. Now that we've established some of the formulas, I will teach you some more. Basically, you always have to start with the equal sign, which is how Excel knows that you're going to type in a formula, which is very, very important. In this case, let's say this store, let's say it's a store, why not? You won the first 2 months 24,000 and then you lost 19,000, which is how we do this here. We add then a minus, we add this one, let's see what we get. We get 27,000 in total. Now let's say you wanted to multiply one of these sales, or you just want to sum up everything. We can do this right here by typing equal sign and individually click each one, or at least the first few 4. Why not? Then we can click enter, press enter, and we get the sum up of those 4 first months of the year. Now, if we wanted to multiply, however, we always have to add this. Let's say we get first month of the year, and then we multiply it by this is where things get complicated. Let's say you wanted to multiply, um, just for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna add a number right here. Or better yet, I'll add a number right here in that cell. So what do we do if we want to multiply? We use an asterisk. We add this, which is why we selected 24,000. That means January sales. And then we click on this. Now that we've done that, if we want the result, we just do this and we get the exact result. However, if you want to multiply for obviously more than one, we can change this and it automatically changes the result. Pretty amazing, right? Now, let's say you wanted to divide something. If you, however, wish to sum up all of these numbers, what you can do is you go again to table design and you click on this little button that says total row. What this does is that it sums up every single number right here into a big total number. What you can do here is change it. You can choose the average, which in this case is 26,872, or you can count them to see how many months there is in the year. Or you can count the numbers, how many numbers there are, the maximum, meaning the highest the number went this year or last year, whichever you prefer, the minimum, which is how low income we've got this year, or once again, you can sum up everything that we've seen this year. We're doing good. Okay, so next we want to make a chart. How do we make a chart? Well, you go to the Insert tab right here next to Home and next to Draw. You go to the Insert tab and you click on Recommended Charts, or you can choose one of the many ones that you can find here. In this case, I'll choose Recommended Charts. Let's see what we get. We get a chart title, a clustered column, a clustered bar, and a pie, which in this case, I'm not really sure if it's very convenient, which is why we are going to choose this one. In this case, the information we gave it are not very chart friendly, but now that you know this information, you can use it for your own Excel. We can see some other designs like the pie chart we have saw here. You click on this button and you can make a 3D pie, which is very intriguing. And of course, the columns. But if we want to do any of these, we of course have to select everything right here and then turn it into a column. And as you can see, every single one of these numbers and the dates was turned into a chart for a proper viewing of how the sales this year went. Well, perfect. Now that we've established how to make a table, how to edit a table, and how to sum up, we can use this little trick to sum up some of the numbers here. What we can do is we click on this cell, which is B2, and then you add a plus sign and you add this one over here. Let's say you want to sum up the first 4 months of the year. You click on this. Don't forget to add the plus sign, of course, and you click on that. And once you've done that, you click, you press enter. Once you press enter, you can see the total of the sales from the first 4 months.
Okay, and now it's my turn. I will be talking about conditional formatting, and we will be seeing 4 examples. So the first one is let's say that I am a teacher and I want to know the test scores of my students, and I want to know specifically who got below a 4. So I go to conditional formatting, I put highlight and I put less than, and I write 4.0, and I will highlight it with red text to emphasize that they got below average. But what if I want to know who got more than a 4? So I undo that. I press again conditional formatting, but instead I go to greater than and I put 4.0, and I will highlight it this time with green. So we can see that Valentina got a 6.9, almost perfect. And then, ooh, Josefa, it's at the limit, but still got a very good grade. Good job. So now we will review some restaurant reviews. For example, this person said that they loved the pasta, it was fresh and tasty. Another one said that the burger was cold, not great. Some others said that the music was too loud. Many complaints. But what I want to know here is that I want to know the specific time and date, I'm sorry, in which these people gave a review. So I will go to conditional formatting again. I will put a highlight and I will put a date occurring. So for example, if I want to know the opinions of last month, I can highlight it with yellow. And last month, this person again said that they loved the pasta. Another one said good food, small portions. And another one said that we had some amazing desserts, especially sorry, especially the lava cake. I think this person really loves dessert. Sorry. I had to mute it because the dog was being too loud. Okay, so uh, again, if I want to know a specific date, I can put a date and I can, instead of last month, I can put or yesterday, or I can put last week, or I don't know, in the last 7 days, and so on. So that's it for the dates. And now I want, let's say I am a professor again, and I wrote down some of my students' name, but unfortunately I repeated some of them. But I don't want to look in each name individually. So what I can do is that I can select them all, go to conditional formatting, highlight, and then duplicate values. So I can put format cells that contain a duplicate, and I can mark it, let's say with a red border. Okay, so I can see that I got Emma Rodriguez duplicated and Noah Carter. So that's 4 examples of conditional formatting. Now let's go with percentages. So in here we will see 3 types of percentages. The first one is that I want to know what percent of the seats were occupied on this classroom. So we know we have 24 students and a capacity of 36. So what is the percentage of this classroom? So let's see, let's put equals, and we will select the number of students, and let's divide it by the capacity, and now we put enter, and now we know that 67% of the seats were occupied. That's very easy. So now we want to know how many students were in the class. So we know that we have 74% of seats occupied and we have a capacity of 36. So we can again equals to, and we put the percentage and we duplicate it by the capacity. And we put enter. And we know that 27 students were in the class at that time. So now I want to know how big is the classroom. Okay, so we know that we have a 25% of seats and only 9 students in the classroom. Wow, very few. So what I can do here, again, very easy. I can do go here, equals to, we select the percentage of seats occupied, and we divide it. I'm sorry. It's backwards. So let's try that again. I have to select first the number of students and then duplicate it by the percentage, and we put enter, and we know that the classroom is big enough for 36 people. Great. Now that we've seen percentages, I will show how to do a hyperlink. So I have a favorite YouTube video, okay, and I want to write a friendly name so it doesn't necessarily cease like this. So what I can do is I can put a friendly name in here. Let's say funny dog video, and then in the hyperlink I just put the I have to write equals to hyperlink. Then I select the link location, and then I put this, and then I put the friendly name that I want to give my URL, and then I close it, and then I put enter, and then we have a funny duck video. That was all. Thanks for watching.